Hey family, and welcome back. And if you're new, welcome, my name's Nick, and I'm here to help you, yes you, reach your fullest potential. And today we are talking about something near and dear to me, and that is something super personal, and that was how I lost 115 pounds using the law of attraction. Okay, so how this went down, and I'm just gonna jump right in, we don't waste time around here. So how this went down was that I was coming out of high school, all right? And I was actually in Michigan and I moved to Indiana with my aunt. I started living with my aunt. And I had no idea at this point that in my mind, I was, fit. But I had no idea in real life that I'm not. And so, and that sounds crazy, but if you are overweight, you understand that there becomes this point where you realize that, oh my God, this is who I am now. I can't even believe it. How did I get here? And you have all those like realizations all at once, and it's like, oh my God. It's a lot, it's overwhelming. So if you're at that point and you're watching this, I hear you, and you are not alone, okay? So after that, I realized, and so I became aware. That is the first step, is always to become aware of what it is that you want to change. And so when you can become aware of what it is that you want to change, then you can move on to the next step, which is, what is it that I desire? What is it that I want to be? And who do I want to be? And when you have that vision and you have that imagination taking you, and I talked about this yesterday, you have that imagination, and that imagination wants to get you to this timeline. So there's this version of you. Let's just say, I'm gonna use my fist. So there's this version of you up here. And that version of you seems like it's far away. Yeah. That version of you seems like it's far away. And this is the happy, healthy, fit you. Okay, so if you aren't even aware that this version of you can't exist, there's literally no way you can get there, because it's not even a potential for you. So first step is becoming aware, hey, this version of me that's happy and healthy is right here. And all I have to do is get there. And the thing is most people think of it like that. I need to just get there, this version of me, and then I'll be happy. But the thing is once you understand that that version of you is here, then you can become that in the moment. And so I understood all the different things. And so why I'm using the fist is that, boom, I'm happy, I'm healthy, boom, I'm fit, boom, I eat right, boom, I'm muscular, and boom, I like to exercise, okay? This person that I wanna be over here, I had no idea before that this person was even there. So then eventually at this point, in the moment, I figured out that's who I wanted to be. So I had a very clear vision. So that was the second step. And I didn't come up with these beforehand. This is just something that I'm making up along the way. And so the second step is being aware. Your first step is being aware, okay? And then when you have the first step, then the second step is then having that imagination take you to that potential, or to have that clear vision of what it is that you desire. And this, remember, if you aren't going through being overweight right now, this is just something that may help you to understand just how to manifest something, or attract something in general. And so I figured sharing something as personal as this may help you. So I hope it does. So then I became that person in that moment. I didn't wait to become that person. I was then that person at that moment. So at the start of that summer, because I was there in Indiana for a summer, I was healthy, fit, and somebody who liked exercising. And I was that person literally at that moment then. And then since I was that, I did the things that person would do. And once I started doing it for, a week, it was truly me, even in the physical. And so it technically wasn't me in the physical, because I wasn't physically rid of all the weight, and I wasn't physically muscular yet. But to me, in my mind, I was that no matter what. So I did those things. So then I started to eat healthy. I learned how to eat healthy by watching videos on YouTube. And I learned how to exercise by watching videos on YouTube. And I did all these things to where I was that person then in the moment, okay? So since I was that person, I ate right, I exercised, and I treated myself as though I was that. And so after I did that, then I just, throughout the summer, I lost about 50 pounds or so. And that was huge for me. And I know that to some people it might seem, yeah, you still got 75 to go, brother. What are you doing? And you know, it takes time, and there is a buffer of time, and I couldn't lose it all at once, but I did what I could, and I did my best, and it just kept coming off. It kept coming off, and it was because I knew that it was going to. I had no doubt in my mind that I am this right here. I am fit, happy, healthy, and it just became my reality. And Bob Proctor says, if you can think it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand, and that is so true. I thought of it, and then I felt it, and then I was that, and I was being that vibrational version of me, and it became a reality. So after that, I moved back to Michigan, and I went to college. I went to a community college near MSU. Because I didn't have the best grades, to be honest with you, when I was in high school. So I went to the community college, and from there, I just became that person in a different environment. So since that already was who I considered myself to be, I found the apartment gym right away, and I found the stores right away that I wanted to go to. And I kept working out, and I kept being that person. And that was not just, and here's the thing, is I didn't identify myself as this only. This is not just me. Like, I'm not just working out. I'm not just this. Just like if you're overweight, you're not just overweight. You're not that. It's just a part of you. It's something you're experiencing. You are not defined by that. So I'm not saying you have to be defined by being fit, happy, healthy, because then you become attached and you become controlful around it. I'm just saying that aspect of me, it was something that became part of my daily life in a loving way, and I loved myself. And it wasn't just about being that person in the moment, it was about it also at the very beginning addressing the root issues. So there was a reason why I gained the weight, and if I just addressed gaining weight, I would just gain the weight back, because as soon as I felt like eating again, I would just eat again. So there had to be something in there that needed to be addressed, that root deep dive thing for why I jumped off the deep end and drove all the way into the water to find out why I was eating so much and why I was that way in the beginning. And that was because I was insecure. That was because I had this vision of me that I didn't really have one. Actually, I was creating by default, and I was just eating, and I was, playing video games and when I was a kid, and I was just feeding that dopamine. I was just taking that dopamine, and I was just going, boom, boom, dopamine, boom, with cell phones, video games, anything, really, and eating, obviously. Eating for sure. So I just kept hitting that dopamine, and eventually through my soul's guidance, and I say soul's guidance because it works in such mysterious ways, and I talked about this yesterday, and I'm gonna put a card, boom, for that video, that my soul was guiding me through suffering. And the thing is sometimes we don't realize that suffering in itself seems bad, but it really is just a catalyst for growth. And because I went through that and I dealt with it and I came out of it, I was no longer creating by default, and I learned self-love through it. So I would have never known self-love had I not known what the opposite was for me. So I didn't know what the opposite was until I knew I didn't know what self-love was until I knew what the opposite was. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But anyways, so then I understood what self-love was, and then I could become that version of me that I wanted to be. And so I addressed the insecurity, I accepted it, and I loved it, and I let it go. And I kept doing that with other things that were holding me back until I was free of the bondage of those things, free of the suffering of those things every day. And in that moment, I became a different person. My identity changed to someone who does these things. Not that I am this, but someone who does these things, someone who works out, and someone who loves themselves. And it's very important that we feel that love and for ourselves and feel that we're worthy for ourselves, because we can never share and we can never love others truly if we don't love ourselves. So the key is to love yourself in the moment, no matter if you're 315 pounds, no matter if you're 500 pounds, no matter if you're 150 pounds, no matter if you're 90 pounds. The key is that you love yourself, because loving yourself is the one thing that will set you free. Unconditional love for yourself will let you radiate unconditional love out for others, because you can't have unconditional love for others if you don't truly love yourself and what your being is. So I cultivated that self-love for myself, and then it came time to do the action, and I took the action, because remember, law of attraction is not just about not sitting on the couch and eating, that is what I did. It's also about actually taking action and being that person. We're at Fresh Time. It's terrible outside, but we gotta go in and get those gains, so let's go in and see what they have today. All right, Michigan, why you do this? It's a fucking shitstorm out here. Oh my god, if I die on my way to Meyer, you guys can have all my gains. I'll just give them all to you. Rip me. So we want to start with how we are in our lives, and that is how we feel, and then we match how we feel with what we do. So if I feel good about myself, I feel like I'm this person that eats healthy, and I feel like I'm in a high vibration of love and abundance when it comes to fitness at that point. And this is just one aspect of my life at that point. So I felt that abundance, and it became my reality because I felt it, and then I was that, and then I was being that every single day until I saw it in my reality manifest. And it really just manifested by slowly losing weight, and then boom, here we are, 119 pounds. And not 119, wow, I'm 6'4", so 119 would be really thin. 199, sorry. So I'm right underneath 200, so it's actually like 115, 116, something like that, but here I am in front of you, and it is manifested. And was I really surprised that it happened? No, because I just kind of knew that this is something that's going to happen. And to me, other people were like, "Whoa, dude, how did you lose so much weight?" And it was just like, I just knew it was me. I knew that this is me on the inside, and I just had to cultivate it to show to others. And that's the thing, is I didn't really do it for others, and I cultivated it for myself, and then it just reflected. So I know that's what I said, but I want to tell you that I really just cultivated it for myself. And the key is always to do it for yourself, not for your insecurities. So when I loved myself, and I truly, truly loved myself, not just a fake love, and then I was doing it and losing weight, which is what many of us did, and I did the first time, which is why I gained the weight back. And this is before high school. So, well, actually it was in high school, I gained a bunch of weight back after I lost weight. So the reason why that happened, and the biggest mistake people make, is losing weight or going to the gym because they're insecure about how they look. And they're doing it for others, so others will perceive them a certain way. But remember, when I started to perceive myself as a certain way, and then it became my reality, and then it changed for others. So, and then it was beautiful because it was about, I was doing it for myself. I would never did it, and when it worked and stayed off for a long time, and it has ever since, I did it for myself, and I loved myself. And then with that vibration of love and abundance, I could then cultivate that life that was beautiful and that I envisioned in my mind. So when I had that vision and held that feeling and vibration deep down inside of me, and I cleared out all the roots through awareness, then I became free. And when I was free, then I had that love and abundance and joy fall into other aspects of my life. So it's not just about addressing the actual weight itself, my friend. It is about addressing the deep down root of why the weight was there, okay? So we can use this to manifest anything and to attract anything that we really want into our lives, and just using that pattern and that way of being that I used in that. So if you're trying to attract, let's say, a relationship, and if you aren't in a relationship, let's say that the person that you want to be with is loving, kind, attentive, and always on time, and that type of person. So then you, my friend, would want to be that person at that moment. You want to become that vision of what you would want. And it's something that super, super helped me, was just to understand that who I want and what I desire, whatever it may be, because the thing is like, we can want anything. So whatever you desire, it can be yours if you can truly feel that vibration of it and what that version of you is on this potential timeline, and then you can just jump to it. And the thing is you're not jumping, because sometimes it might be like this. You know, I'm not saying that I never ate any popcorn or never ate any fast food ever, because maybe once or twice I did it in there, but I knew when I held that vision and it didn't become a bad thing. And it was just, okay, I did it one time and that's fine, but that's not who I am anymore. So, woo! Well, I hope this helped. Thank you so much for being with me here in this now moment, family. And if you haven't clicked my head yet, boom, click my head. All right. And I will see you in the next. I'm sending you bunches of love. Sending it right your way, all the love. I hope you can feel it. Peace.